Stuart Bloor and it's the early hours and I'm having a cup of tea and some toast. That's how I start the day. Not very often I get up at this time of the day. It does bring back all sorts of memories though, from the times when I used to travel abroad. I'd often take early flights out of Birmingham or Heathrow and I'd be up at a time like this to get that early flight. But it also takes me back to when I was a kid and I used to match fish. So when I say I'm an all-rounder, I really am, or I have been over the years, done lots of things. And I used to be in a local club, Hurstville Labour Angling Club, and just while I was sitting down here I noticed my trophies on the back, so I thought I'd show one of those. So there is a trophy from 1977, you can see it there, Hurstville Labour Angling Club Junior Angler of the Year, Stuart Bloor. So amongst the memories that I've got of getting up at times like this, going off fishing, we used to go on the coach. Those are the days when you used to all meet up outside the place, pile your gear in the back of the coach and set off and fish a contest somewhere. Great memories. That's what life's all about, isn't it? As we get older, all those memories that help us to just bring everything into perspective. But it's about the present as well. And I'm going perch fishing soon, so I'll see you at the water's edge. And I'm now ready to go. And if you're squeamish, look away. What perch can resist that? And as you can see there, I'm now fishing. I've got the camera angled in such a way, by the way, that I can see my float as I talk. I've mixed up some ground bait and predator mix in there. Remember, as I often say in my videos and write in my articles, that perch are predators. So when we use bait products that are perhaps designed for pike or zander, then of course perch fall into that category as well. So I've added, probably to a ratio of about 5 to 1, some predator mix into the brown crumb. I've also got some dead maggots in there as well, and I will be throwing out live maggots on a regular basis, depending on how the session goes, depending on how the swim picks up. And then, as you saw earlier, worm on the hook. Confident, I'm always confident. As I also say quite a lot, you have to be confident. Confidence in itself will not put fish on the bank, but if you go out thinking to yourself or saying to yourself, I'm not going to catch today, it's a waste of time going, then you won't be disappointed. I hope that I'm not disappointed today, because my confidence level is quite high. And as I'm waiting for that first fish to put in an appearance, and I can see the float there behind the camcorder, let me give you a tip. If you're an experienced angler, or even one that's been fishing just for a short time, then you'll probably be aware of all this anyway. Well, you will if you're experienced. But bear in mind, there are folks coming into the sport all the while, people that really haven't got a clue what to do. And sounds like a song. Remember that Sweet? Was it Sweet? I haven't got a clue what to do. Anyway, I digress. So there's lots of folks who just really haven't got a clue, and I like to share lots of little basic tips in my videos. A plummet. Now, I've fished this venue before. I know that I've got about 7.5 feet of water in front of me. But I didn't just come, set the float at about 7.5 feet and cast out. What I did was put one of these on. So the way that these work is you set everything up to the approximate depth that you know, or if you've never been here before, you have a guess, and you thread the hook through the top, and then you hook it into the cork at the bottom. So when you cast out, that sinks, and if you're too short, the float disappears. If you've got too much length, then of course it lies flat, and then you adjust it so that you set it exactly as you want it. In other words, I'm now presenting that bait perfectly. A slight touch from the perch and the float will disappear. I haven't got 3 or 4 feet of line on the surface, or just lying beneath the surface, so that the fish takes off, and it takes me a while before I see it. And I'm not too short, so I'm off the bottom, actually where I wanted. So a plummet, they're quite cheap. Pick them up at your tackle shop. Different types you can get hold of. They're all the same principle. A lead weight, or a stronger weight, a heavier weight. A little thing at the top where you put your hook through. Some cork there that you hook it into, sinks to the bottom. Really simple and effective. but necessary, a vital part of the angler's kit. In fact, let me show you how the plummet works practically rather than just talking it through. There's your hook through the top there, push it in like so, you can see there, and then put your hook into the cork, and that's it. Really simple. If you haven't got a couple of these in your tackle box, make sure you get them, you need them. The float is gone. I'm into my first perch, just a small one. There it is, as I said, just a small one, but they're beautiful, aren't they? Let's hold its dorsal fin up. I love posing with a perch like that. Fantastic, let's get it back. I'm not a blanker, got my first fish. What I found on this particular venue, a common thing anyway with perch fishing, is that I'll go, don't always catch first cast, build the swim up, bring the fish in, bring them on the feed, like has happened now. Probably 15-20 minutes or so before I add that particular fish, and then I catch a few small ones, and then as the session wears on I start to get the biggies. So that's a particular pattern for this place, and as I say, a lot of perch anglers can probably relate to that. So far so good. Built the swim up, brought the fish in, got them on the feed, caught a small one, just need that biggie. Into a second fish now. It seems a bit heavier, a bit better. Not a monster though. Yeah, a little bit bigger, only slightly though. Still a small one, but as I said, getting a little bit bigger. We want him to go back and bring his big brothers along to the show. And there's another one. Not a massive fish, but they've been coming thick and fast. I've been getting a bite every cast and a fish every time. Let's get this one back. As I said, the fish have been coming quite regular now since I caught that first one. The video is due to come to an end soon, and I'm hanging on to see if I can catch a real biggie for the camera. But if not, that's okay, because as always, read the article and you'll find out how I get on in the rest of this session, and of course the ones to come. My hat, by the way, you may be wondering what that logo is there. That's Bewdley Tackle, and read the article. I'll write a little bit about that tackle shop in the piece that I add to the video each time I do an Angling Journal entry. So we've got the video, the article, they go hand in hand together. The wind's picking up and the rain started, and there's some heavy rain forecast for later. So I'm definitely going to call a halt to proceedings as far as the video is concerned. But I want to go out with a fish. Could be a big one, could be a small one, I don't know. But I want to go out with a fish, so let's see. Hopefully I'll get a bite now. I've been getting them every cast for a while, and just as the rain started, nothing. But I want to get that fish to end with. I've just caught my final fish for the camera, and there it is, the smallest one so far. It's a 4 ounce. Tight lines, and see you soon.